Hey, my dear fishing friends. Welcome back to the channel, your go-to spot for all things angling. Today, we're diving deep into the fishing forecast for a truly massive and diverse region, Australia, specifically focusing on Wednesday, the 19th of November, 2025. Now, I know what you're thinking. Australia is huge. And you're absolutely right. Conditions can vary wildly from one state to another. So, we'll zoom in on the general trends and then highlight some key areas, especially Sydney, where we've got some interesting data. This day is shaping up to be a real mixed bag, presenting both challenges and incredible opportunities depending on where you cast your line. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make the most of this mid-spring adventure down under. It'll share some little tricks and tactics that, in my experience, will put fish in your net, all right? Let's talk tactics for a few of Australia's fantastic species, keeping our eye on those November conditions. First up, the dusky flathead, a true Aussie favourite. With the water temperature slowly but surely creeping into the high teens in places like Sydney, these ambush predators are making their move. They're leaving their deeper winter hideouts and setting up shop on the shallow sand and mudflats to feed. I'm talking depths of 1 to 3 meters. Look for those subtle drop-offs, the edges of weed beds, and any channels where they can lie in wait for prawns and baitfish. My personal tip? Soft plastics are your best friend here. A 3 to 4 inch paddle tail or curly tail grub in natural baitfish or prawn colors will be absolutely irresistible. The key is a slow, hopping retrieve, making sure that lure puffs up a little cloud of sand from the bottom that triggers their strike reflex. Next, let's chase some Bream. These guys are always a blast, and in November they're feeling feisty, especially in the estuaries. The slightly warmer water and increased insect activity mean they'll be actively foraging, target structures like oyster racks, rock walls, pontoons, and submerged timber. They love a bit of cover. For tackle, a light spinning outfit with a fluorocarbon leader is ideal. On the bait front, fresh peeled prawns, nippers, or even a good old garden worm will do the trick. If you're into lures, small hard-bodied cranks, or soft plastics that imitate a prawn, or small baitfish worked slowly around structure can be deadly. Remember, bream can be a bit shy, so a stealthy approach pays dividends. And for those chasing a real thrill, the mighty yellowtail kingfish are starting to show up in numbers. November is a fantastic month for them as they follow large schools of baitfish into harbours and along coastal headlands. To find them, you need to find the bait. Look for birds working the surface. That's a dead giveaway. Your best bet for a big one is live bait. A live squid or yellowtail is absolute candy for a kingfish. If you're lure fishing, you need speed. Large soft plastics, big poppers, and stick baits retrieved as fast as you can will trigger that aggressive strike. Don't be afraid to make a lot of commotion. These fish are aggressive hunters. Now for the conditions that are influencing all this action. Weather-wise. For our friends in Sydney, Wednesday the 19th of November 2025 looks like a relatively stable day. We're expecting a pleasant high of around 19 degrees Celsius, dropping to about 15 degrees Celsius overnight. Crucially, there's zero precipitation on the forecast for Sydney, which means clear skies and stable conditions, usually a good sign for fishing. Across broader Australia, expect varied conditions, but generally, November is a month where temperatures are averaging slightly cooler than usual, around 17 to 20 degrees Celsius. Wind-wise, expect breezy conditions with an average wind speed of around 18 kilometers per hour, which can create a nice chop on the water, often stimulating fish activity. Atmospheric pressure, though not specifically available for this exact day, tends to be stable during periods of no rain, which often means active fish. These conditions, especially the lack of heavy rain in Sydney, suggest a more consistent bite, as sudden weather changes can really shut down the fish. Water temperatures. Across Australia in November are steadily rising as we head into summer. In Sydney, the average sea temperature is around 20.5 degrees Celsius, making it comfortable for many species. Further north, like Brisbane, you're looking at averages of 23 degrees Celsius, while down in Melbourne, it's cooler, around 16.5 degrees Celsius. This warming trend means many fish species are becoming more active and moving into shallower areas to feed. As for the Patsy moon phase, November 19th, 2025 is a waning crescent, just a day before the new moon. The illuminated surface of the moon will be only 0 to 1%. In my experience, the days around the new moon can be incredibly productive, especially for nocturnal feeders or in areas with strong tidal movements. With minimal moonlight, many fish feel safer to venture out and feed. It's often considered a prime time for a strong bite, particularly during dawn and dusk. Overall, the general activity of fish, so in Australia for this time of year, is quite high. We're in late spring, heading into summer. Fish are hungry, actively competing for food, and this makes them more likely to strike your lure or bait. Many species are transitioning, moving from their winter haunts to more accessible feeding grounds. Considering all these factors, the stable, pleasant weather in key areas like Sydney, the rising water temperatures, and the new moon phase, I'm going to give the fishing an overall assessment of good to excellent. In many coastal and estuarine areas, the stable conditions and low moonlight should encourage aggressive feeding, especially for those flathead, bream, and kingfish. So, my friends, I hope this forecast helps you plan an epic trip. Whether you're chasing flathead on the flats, bream in the estuaries, or kingfish along the headlands, remember to enjoy every moment out on the water. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this helpful, subscribe for more forecasts and fishing tips, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. And tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for fishing this week? What's biting in your neck of the woods? Share your observations because we're all in this together. Until next time, tight lines and a very happy fishing.